Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Snute and TLO on Newkirk Precinct. In the bottom left side of the map, saying eek and good luck, have fun, is Snute from Team Liquid. And in the bottom right side of the map, also from Team Liquid and saying no, is our red Zerg player. It is TLO. I assume these two players, who are teammates, matched up on the EU GM ladder by accident, and they don't want to play against each other because one person would have to lose. Alright, this, as I said before, is a ladder match, not been casted before. For those of you who enjoy ZVZ, this is for you. Alright, looks like both players are saving up for a hatch first, which is pretty darn safe in ZVZ these days. Man, what is going on? Oh, actually, part of the problem here is that I bit the inside of my lip really hard earlier today. I was eating lunch and then and I went, and I just chomped it right between my canines, like the sharpest teeth that I've got, and just really hard. And so then, of course, it swelled up because it got bit by something. It didn't draw blood, but it just, I don't know, it made it swell up, so now it's easier to hit. So I actually bit it again during dinner, and it's just, it's been annoying, and it's kind of messing up my ability to cast a little bit. So injuries, man, injuries to casters are not good things, and usually it's to the throat and mouth area where things get hurt and injured and cause problems with this sort of thing. So both players are doing the same thing. We got spawning pools, we got extractors already done, going for drones, going for overlords. Like, this is a mirrored production tab, which is not always what we see in CVZ. PvP in general is the very same thing for both players, but the ZVZ can be very different. So interested to see what's going to happen here with these guys. I mean, Snute and TLO, two of the best foreign Zergs on planet Earth, just been around for a long time, representing their race so extremely well. I mean, if you're a Zerg player, you can't feel anything but pride when you watch these guys play, as I know that I do. So overlords just moving out to different positions, as again, there is no tier 1 unit that can shoot up except for queens, and they can't do anything off creep. So your overlords can freely scout, kind of hang out here, and really until hydras or mutas are out, there's just no reason to move them anywhere as to a safe location. They're free to be here. Whereas, you know, against Protoss and against Terran, they can die very quickly if they're not placed in very particular locations. Got some lings moving out for TLO. Both players are getting double queens. Snute's getting his lings a little bit later, but that's fine because they'll be here to defend when TLO shows up. So a bit of some ling harassment early on. Is somebody going to go for a baneling nest? TLO's going for a third hatch north of his natural base, which is going to be good for him. If he can survive the first couple of minutes, then having a third base earlier is going to help him immensely. Snute going for that third base here to the right of his natural instead of north of it. Got a queen and 4 lings to defend it. There are 6 lings here for TLO trying to attack, but again, with the queen support, it's just not going to happen. He gets a little bit of a shot off on that hatchery under construction, then says, nope, I don't like this situation, and decides to turn around and pull back a little bit. Not go home, because, I mean, lings that are just sitting at home aren't doing anything for you. Snoots are playing defense. They're playing defense. Whereas TLOs, if they're sitting at home, aren't defending anything, really, because, again, Snoot's on the defensive. Ling versus Ling action here. I can never tell who's going to win these things. And it turns out, hey, TLO won somehow. Actually, no. 2-1, and they both get speed at pretty much the exact same time. That was amazing. And they try to kill the Ling that retreats back into the natural base, but they can't do it. Unfair steroid Lings. Snute. What? Baneling nest done for Snute here. And defensive banelings on the way. The Ling's going for the scout. They're getting inside this main base. Going to check things out. There's no additional gas here. And no lair, so that's pretty good information. Did he actually get this information? Meanwhile, a bunch of lings here at the third base of Snute. Can they force a cancel? There's a queen in a good position to defend herself, but she's dead anyway. Too many lings. The banelings come in, try to get rid of these Zerglings, but good micro by TLO means the banelings can't do it. Can't pull it off, and I think Snute is going to lose his third base here. TLO, man, looking good. There are some defensive lings, but I don't think, nope, TLO outnumbers those. Reinforcing lings coming in here as well. More defensive banelings morphing in for Snute, but it's not going to happen. The third base does explode in a shower of blood, and broodlings coming out, but the lings are too fast for them and retreat. Nicely done by TLO. That's a good timing, actually. That's a good timing. If you can hit there with speedlings at your opponent's third base before the banelings are really in position to defend against that, you're going to be okay, as TLO was there. Again, you want to send 1 or 2 banelings, or 1 or 2 Zerglings after the banelings and force the banelings to explode on them. The banelings are going to explode. You just don't want them to kill 20 of your lings at once, which is generally it is a non-encouraged behavior if you're in a ZVZ. So again, just lings everywhere for TLO. He hasn't taken a big baneling hit now. He took down that third base by Snute very easily. Well, not easily. It was some effort, but it worked out In the end, he's getting Baneling Nest of his own. A Roach Warren on the way from Snute, and Lings. It's just who has map control. Whoever has the most Lings, again, outside of Baneling support, is kind of how this is supposed to work. Banelings, again, hitting a single Zergling of TLOs. He doesn't really care. Don't really care about that one. Some Ling harassment by Snute at the third base does kill a drone. He's killed two. He's actually killed two. Comes into the natural base, but again, overwhelmed by Queen's big time Baneling it there. That was actually one of TLO's Banelings. Good job, TLO's Banelings, making some stuff happen. I wish there was just like a cost effectiveness button I could press to show how efficient these Banelings have been, but I can just tell right now I think TLO is doing a better job with this than Snute is. It is just Lings all over the map and little tiny battles. Again, one player in each team here is forced to deal with this. And Lings winning it again. TLO, not many here, but enough to hit this third base. Snute does not cancel it. Mind you, he does not cancel this third base, even the tiniest a bit. More Lings here inside the natural base of Snute. They want to kill that Queen. Great positioning, though, in between the Baneling Nest and the hatchery. Banelings exploding on some of these drones here in the natural mineral line, and the third hatch explodes again. TLO's aggression has just been nuts right now. It is 44 to 33 Harvester. Snute has more workers, but it only has 2 bases compared to the 3 that TLO has. And so far, so good for the German. The German of TLO. Oh, that egg has 6 hit points. That Roach, picking it off would be good. Picking it off would be good. No, Banelings and Roaches saving it, surrounding this Ravager cocoon. So, bam, full health Ravager. Ta-da! That always amazes me, right? You got this Roach that has 1 hit point, and he turns himself into an egg and pops out as a full health Ravager, like the instant heal. It's kind of nice. Lings on surround. Getting a surround on Roaches is not bad, especially if they have upgrades. They do have the +1 upgrade, which is exactly what you want if you're TLO here. So not quite enough Lings to kill those Roaches, but weakening them pretty immensely. Oh, can they get this hatch with the +1? They're going to dance around it. No, the Roaches and the Ravagers shoo them away. Snute really wants this third base to come up this time. He wants it more than anything in the world. Roach is on the way from the TLO. And Overlords here from TLO. Looks like a bad rally. Kind of here to the middle of the map. You don't want them all clumped together like that. So they're spreading out. They are spreading out to get more scouting information that TLO does not currently have. Again, trying to make sure you don't run around with your Lings without supervision. That's how you lose, 50 Zerglings in a blink of an eye, and you lose games. So if you're going to run Lings around like this, what you really need to do, you got to babysit them. You got to babysit them and to make sure you don't run headfirst into a Baneling or 2, or else you're going to have a really bad day. So TLO sitting out, just trying to make sure he knows when Snute moves out, and so far so good. Snute's kind of moving out. He's got a bunch of Roaches here. Roach count is 17 to 7. Whoa, Snute has 17 to 7 Roaches. There are more Roaches on the way from TLO, but I don't know if it's going to be enough here. Oh, pulling back. Pulling back is Snute. What? You had an advantage and you decided not to push it. Decided not to push it at all. Glial reconstitution on the way from TLO. Third base happily running 53 to 51 total Harvesters. TLO has that lead. Resources lost 3,700 for Snute and 3,200 for TLO. Should I turn this volume up? Somebody complained about that in my One Trick Wednesday last week, that the volume was too low. I don't know. We're not going to worry about it right this very second. Perhaps for my next cast, I'll bump it up a little bit and just see how things go. See how things go. Try to leave it alone, but I don't know. Get different feedback. Fourth base is up for TLO, or it's on the way for TLO to the left of his natural. Both players are getting that Glial Reconstitution and Missile Attack level 1 on the way from TLO as well. Does Snute already have that? He does not already have that. No upgrades from, well, I guess he is getting +1 Carapace. Never mind, he's getting +1 Carapace while TLO is getting +1 Missile Attack. And Ravager's on the way. He's got that buff Ravager skin, does TLO. Look how big these dudes are. They're like, been working out. Or possibly wearing armor of some kind, I don't know. Some Lings up here in the north for TLO, trying to be sneaky, but getting caught out in the open by Snute's Lings. Ling versus Ling battle again. I don't know who wins this, except the upgrades are better for TLO, so he should be winning it, but there are more Lings for Snute, so Snute actually wins it. It's just, it's so hard to tell, and it switches. It switches in a second, is what it does. Here we go. Snute coming in with his Roaches, with his Ravagers at this fourth base of TLO's. Corrosive Biles landing, helping to kill it faster, and TLO's going to have to cancel this thing, and he does. He cancels it, doesn't lose it. Gets that refund, but he still would love to have that fourth base instead of nothing right now. I can tell you that much. Roaches and Ravagers here in the middle of the map, just going after each other. Corrosive Biles landing all over the place. 32 to 25 Roaches for Snute and 5-on-5 Ravagers. So both players getting about 5 Ravagers, no more than that. Just enough for some Corrosive Biles. I'm walking right into this with a +1 armor is TLO. His +1 Missile Attack is just about done, but it's not quite there yet. It's going to matter for this battle. No, he pulls back. TLO pulls back. His Missile Attack is now done, but he didn't actually get any shots off while it was finished. which hurts. Fourth base, replacement fourth base for TLO is to the left of his third, so it's north a little bit from where the old one was. A little bit out of the way for Snute to pick off, I think is why it was chosen by TLO. But regardless, it is 146 to 135 total supply. Snute has a bit of a lead, 33 to 22 roaches. Whoa, Snute has a big time lead on that one. But again, doesn't have the missile attack upgrade. He's working on +1, but is not there yet. And TLO with the +2 coming up very, very shortly as well. So big buff Ravagers wandering across the map. Crossbiling down and Overlord. That does supply block Snute, actually. 160 out of 154. And TLO is at 153 out of 154 himself, making some Overlords to make sure he doesn't stay supply blocked for too long. Not for too long. Another Overlord dies, and that's going to supply block. Wait, still supply block to Snute. Not additionally, but still. Crossbow's trying to hit another one of TLO's. TLO does not care about that. He's moving his Overlord back and forth, recognizing as long as you're moving, it's hard for Crossbiles to hit you. It's a Spire on the way from the TLO. How do we think that's going to work out for him? I don't remember. Is going to go Muta. Muta would be pretty good here. None of this is great against Mutalisks. A small Ling Cadre with +1/+1 going to try to knock down Snute's fourth base. That's under construction in this top left here. Just north of his natural base. Can he get it? The whole army going home for Snute. I don't know the whole army needs to go home for this. They're not even bothering. I don't think they can save it. There's the cancel. There's the cancel. The drone gets picked off as well, and Snute loses it bad. Some more Lings here at the third base of Snute. It is 10 drones that have been killed for Snute and 3 that have been killed for TLO. Roaches, Ravagers here at the fourth base of the TLO. +2 just about done here, but for now I think our upgrades are equal. It's +1/+1 for both players. Crossbow trying to hit one of TLO's Overlords, but no, again, on the move, cannot kill him. I mean, down to 22 hit points, but not dead. Not dead. 5 mutas on the way from TLO. This is how my ZVZs go, man. I'm playing like Snute. I feel like I'm okay. I lose a hatch a couple times, but my army is a pretty big size, and then suddenly the other army is just as big, but they also have mutas, and I'm like, oh. Oh, so I must be playing against TLO a lot. Fifth base on the way for TLO, while there's not even a fourth base for Snute yet. He needs to make something happen now. If Snute can get in here and just wipe out TLO's army and take down a base, I feel like he's in a pretty good spot for the rest of this match. The mutas are here for TLO, just revealing themselves. I don't know why exactly. Why would you do this? Now this just allows Snute some time to get up some Spore Crawlers, possibly? No. Not really doing that, just making more Banelings, which is weird. Oh, the mutas force a cancel on the fourth base of Snute again. That hurts, man. That feels bad, is what the kids say. Feels bad, man. Mutas flying into the natural base of Snute. They were queens, but they're kind of at the third base right now, so just kind of dancing back and forth. This Muta harass is really efficient right now, killing so many drones. 14 drones have been killed by TLO. 16 drones have been killed, and Snute moving for it. He's going for it now. He's got his roaches. He's got his +1/+1, but I think +2 is done for TLO, and it in fact is. It is. It's basically maxed out army. 63 to 38 roaches. Snute has a bigger roach army. What? How did that happen? Oh, TLO has more workers right now. Snute's actually using his worker disadvantage to make himself have a bigger advantage for Roach, but the concave by TLO is really good, and that +2 attack is helping immensely in this battle as well. The mutas overhead causing some problems for our Roaches for Snute at the same time, but look at this. No, TLO remaxing with 31 Roaches. 31 Roaches coming. Snute kind of holding his own, but nope. Snute, good game, well played out. I don't know if he could see that or not, that 31 Roach in the production tab, but he's out. He didn't win that battle. He recognized TLO probably had the ability to remax there. It was pretty good, though. Pretty good damage done by Snute. He killed 38 roaches, lost 70, though. Oh, that +2 is a big deal. The mutas must have also helped immensely as well. Resources lost about 13,000 for Snute, and around 10,000, maybe 11 for TLO. So TLO took his shots, but again, he managed to get up a fifth base, had a fourth base for a while. It did die during that attack, but Snute was kind of an all or nothing. He needed to win with that attack, not just do damage. And he did do damage, but he didn't do enough. Okay, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.